Hi, this is Dr. Donna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about how to add value to your existing or developing art collection. This morning I was watching a video with my mentors and teachers, my Vicarian sisters, Stephanie Perry and Mocha Moselle Clarice, and they were talking about spirituality, moving abroad, and ancestor wisdom. And Stephanie mentioned to Clarice, why don't you do a book list video? And I thought, aha, I've never shared with you all, my viewers, the foundational art books that I have in my library. So I wanted to just hop onto YouTube real quick and share with you some of the foundational art books that I use as part of my appraisal practice. I can't list all of them and show you all of them on camera. So some other titles that I have, I'm going to include in the video description. Okay, so we're talking foundation. So let's start with the survey books that I have. Okay, first up is Dr. Sharon Patton's book on African American art. This book is probably close to 30 years old, good 25 years old. And it's the text that I used when I taught the survey of African American art several years ago, and I continue to return to it as a great reference text for my work. Another survey book that folks who collect African American art have in their library is African American Art and Artists by Dr. Samela Lewis. And Dr. Lewis was not only an art historian, writer, scholar, she was also a practicing artist. I like to focus on the work of African American women artists as part of my appraisal practice, and also when I'm helping people develop an art collection. And I consistently return to books by Dr. Lisa Farrington. This one is Creating Their Own Image, right? The history of African American women artists. And Dr. Farrington also has a book, a survey book on African American art that I would encourage you to add to your library as well. Now, I was a practicing fine art photographer for many years, and due to my interest in history and the history of photography, I studied all of the material I could produced by Dr. Deborah Willis, and she's a friend and a mentor to me for several years. And this text, she's written a lot of books, but I'm just going to point out one key text that if you're interested in Black photographers, that you must have, Reflections in Black. And this text, actually, it's probably close to 18 or 20 years old at this point, but still very relevant when you are looking at the work of Black photographers. And a recent book on photography, and I haven't been buying photography books in the last couple of years, but I did pick up this one, Kwame Brathwaite's work, photographer Kwame Brathwaite, Black is Beautiful. This was produced by the Aperture Foundation. So this is a really important, a seminal text I believe you should have when you're talking about Black photographers' work in particular. Now, there was also an exhibition tied to Black is Beautiful. And now I'm going to show you a couple of examples of exhibition books, or catalogs, I should say, from key exhibitions in the last couple of years. And, you know, I can't buy them all. They get kind of expensive. But these are the ones that I've selected in the last couple of years. Posing Modernity by Dr. Denise Morel. This was at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And the reason why I wanted this catalog in particular was because it includes images of Black women from the 18th century and 18th century Europe to the modern era. And I just wanted to have an understanding of Black women's representation in fine art from an earlier period. when we're talking about Black artists and abstraction, I did pick up this exhibition catalog, Magnetic Fields, and it has a number of women artists in it, including Mildred Thompson, and along with Sam Gilliam's work, and Norman Lewis's work is in here, and also Ed Clark's, I believe, who's a really good artist too. I have a survey book. No, yeah, I do have a survey book on Ed Clark. This one came from the Mnuchin Gallery exhibition on Ed Clark's work a few years ago. And when you are collecting art books, you are also looking, you will come across books that highlight an art collector's holding. And a really important one, speaking of abstract art, is going to be Four Generations, the Joyner Giuffridi collection of abstract art. So I think I have the first edition. Yeah, this looks like the first edition cover. So you should make sure to have the more recent edition of this important American art collection. Now, as you know, I studied and I appraise art of the African diaspora. So we just focused on African-American artists in the couple of books that I just showed you, but now we're going to move on to the Caribbean. And here again, back to an exhibition, really important scholarship. Relational Undercurrents is the work that I refer to when working on appraising artists of the Caribbean and its diaspora, as well as this is a great reference book for me on Latinx art by Dr. Arlene Davila. And I also appraise Haitian art. One of the books that I reference when appraising Haitian art is Island on Fire, and it documents Jonathan Demme's Haitian art collection. And with that, I also have books that focus on the Haitian Grandmaster painter, artist, Hector Hippolyte as well. For African art, this is my go-to text. It's so go-to that it's coming apart a little bit. The Tribal Arts of Africa. This is really a critical book for you to have in your collection if you want to advance your knowledge and acquisition of African art, traditional African art, along with the book, and it's kind of too heavy to pick up right now, Art of Africa by Jacques Kershach. I will add that name to the video description. And this is a book that I've spent a limited amount of time with, but it is an important book that documents traditional Ethiopian paintings. And this is a book I had to look at as a good reference when writing about the work of Laura James, whose work I have up on the wall, and I'll put a picture of another work which gave me a good historical context for some of the images that were integrated in her work. All right, so those are a few of the titles that I have in my library that I return to as part of my practice as an art appraiser. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know the next time a video has been uploaded on our channel. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.